Hi and welcome, guys. It's Brian from Captain Savage Aquatics. Just doing an update on the super red Pleco kind of breeding setup in this 18-gallon tote, and let you guys know what's going on with it. I streamed to Instagram just a minute ago, but it dropped, so I figured come over here and give you guys a quick stream before I have to start getting ready to head out for work and cleaning one of the 10 gallons out and possibly moving the other 10 gallons onto this rack. So let me flip this camera around. So I fed these 10 gallons with live brine shrimp this morning. There's the super red Pleco setup for breeding. There's one of the females or males duckweed from this. I counted so far this morning at least 6 or 8 super red Pleco fry in here, and probably 4 or 5 chocolate fry in here from the Plecos. There's also a lot of fry from fancy guppies in here. I did do a cleaning and I did water changes all day or before I went to work yesterday. So every tank has had at least 50 to 60% water change, except for the shrimp tank. That I just did like a 20 or 30% water change, and that's right where I want it for TDS wise and all that, with the blue velvets in there and stuff like that. So there's one of the chocolate Plecos right near that little orange hide, where you can see right there moving around. It's kind of that black one right there. If you're here, just say something in the chat so I can welcome you here. Thank you for the watching. Appreciate this. This is just a very impromptu live stream. So let me see if I can't. Oh, spooked him. There is a male in there with eggs right now, I'm pretty sure, because the male was just chilling there, blocking the entrance, so no other fish could get in there. What's up, Gary's Aquatics? He said, "Good morning, Cappy. How are you doing today? Super Reds are looking awesome." Madfish Diva, good morning, Captain. Good morning to you. So, like I said, there's at least 7 or 8 Super Red fry in here. Ranging from as small as like 1/8 of an inch all the way up to like an inch, inch and a quarter. So they've been breeding in here for quite a bit. I did see a male in that cave or whatever, that hide right there, blocking it. So I assume there might be eggs in there, or they're getting ready to spawn in there. Then there's another super red male and female in that hide, that coconut hide. There's 2 or 3 coconut hides in here, and then 2 or 3 of these like ceramic type pots or whatever, clay pots. And there's a bunch of fancy guppies breeding in here. Let me see, if you happen to see a super red fry, let me know in the chat. Normally they hang out on these 2 white things, inch PVC pipes. I did do a tiny bit of gravel vac in here yesterday. I didn't want to go nuts. I had to add some filter floss, that way I wouldn't suck up any of the fry. We got Naha grass in here. We got narrow leaf Java fern in here. How's the tubs doing outside? Oh, they're okay. I got a couple more tubs that I'm gonna set up. I have a couple on my porch right now. I'm not showing them yet. I want to let them just kind of cycle and let the plants be in them for a week or 2 before I start grabbing like some of these fancy guppies out of here, even the fry. Yes, it's hard to keep tanks clean with fry. Well, it's not that, honestly. This tank's TDS. I've left this for 4.5 months, and I would check it every couple days. Check the ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate levels, all of that. And it was sitting at nothing, because literally that 8x8, I pulled out a half a net full of duckweed out of this, maybe more, and I put it in the 75. So if it's, that's probably an 8-inch deep net right there. So I mean, that's probably a cup or 2 worth of duckweed at a minimum. What's up, AC Aqua? So that kept the stats down on this tank, which was great for breeding. Like I said, I did do I literally drained this down to 20%. This 18-gallon tote. I mean, obviously it's not full all the way, so there's probably 16 gallons. I just want to wait till that 75 over there is about a month and a half in. So I want to give that tank at least 2 or 3 more weeks of being set up. I added all that duckweed that I pulled from this tank into that 75. So you got to think all these plants, the duckweed, whatever I add to that tank, it has beneficial bacteria growing on the surfaces, right? You know, I probably actually scooped some of the fancy yuppie fry out of here accidentally. Oh, there's one of the super red Pleco fry. Well, not fry, but see it? There's 2 of them right there. Sweet. Sorry if it's really grainy, guys, but there's 2 super reds, little guys. Angelos. Let's see. Angela says, good morning, all. Can only stop by to say hi. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Much love. Catch y'all later. Yeah, take it easy. Thanks for stopping in. There's tons to do today. Garrett's Aquatics says, any idea why my water is turning white in my tank? I also have white film on the glass, too. I had to move all the fish because they were in distress. I would check your ammonia. Could be a phosphate or something. Don't quote me, but you gotta check. You gotta test for ammonia, all that. Or it could be one nutrient is really high in the tank, like a phosphate. Did you dose with any fertilizer in this tank? Guys, Aquatics says, hey, HC, morning, Angelo. HE Aqua says, oh, my jar won first place today. That's sweet, HE. Angela says, hi, Jesse. Hi, Gary. Hi, Diva. Hi, Brian. Sounds like a bacterial bloom. Yep. Angela says, bye, all. Much love. So, let me see. Sorry. I'm not even focusing on the fry because so that's one of the super reds, right? Sorry for the finger right there. Actually, there's 2 side by side. Oh, there's 3 there. So, like I said, I counted 7 or 8 in here. There could be more. Now, there's a male probably guarding eggs, or they're getting ready to breed in that orange thing right there. Goes a fur, straight up tap. And then get a nutrient kit where it will tell you where the hardness is high, but it does sound like a bacterial bloom. Either too much light, too much food, whatever. Yeah, turn down your lights. Maybe that'll kill it. You know what I mean? Cover the tank up. And also, Gary, you can look online. Madfish Diva says, had an algae bloom in my beta tank. Had to cover it for several days. Sorry for the shakiness. Molly's leaning up against me. Gotta go. Left a like. Take care, all. Thank you, Madfish Diva. I appreciate you stopping in and showing your support. So there's one of the big females and males. Get out of the way, Molly. So there's, like I said, there's 2 or 3 coconut hides. There's 2 or 3 of those, ceramic clay pots. Yeah, there's this 3 super red fry or youngins sitting right there. Had to do some work on this Marine Land 220 filter yesterday. Came home and it was kind of running a little hot. There's no water flow, so somehow the suction got broken. You have any super reds? Yes, I do. There's super red Pleco fry right there. I have 6 super reds. There's 8 super reds in this 18-gallon tote. I think I have 4 or 5 females and 3 males. Then I have 4, I think 2 males and 2 females in my 20 long out in the kitchen. And the breeding in the 20 long. So there's also chocolate Plecos in here. They like to hide, just like the super reds. If you can't tell, sorry for the hand. There was a Pleco chilling right at the entrance right there, so, yep. There's probably eggs in there that it's protecting. I don't like to move slosh around in here too much. Oh, HE Aquatics says, I need some of those in my life. Dude, yeah, honestly, HE Aqua, when those super reds get probably an inch, inch and a half, maybe 2 inches in length, then I'll sell them, but I want to wait till they're set. You know what I mean? I don't want to set them send them out that small. I'd be afraid that they'd die. You know what I mean? I mean, they're better. They can get conditioned to your water easier that small, but I just feel more comfortable uh, letting them grow out a little bit more. But I'm planning on moving them to that 75 after it's, got a month and a half in of being set up. Now, like I said, I moved a huge scoop low, so 4x4, like thick of duckweed from this tank to that 75. I just want to make sure those parameters stay at 0 for at least 3 weeks. I know the tank cycled. I've added some more filter media in there from like power heads and stuff like that. So it's sitting in there. I can show you guys that tank if you want. I just don't like Molly sitting there. There's 18. Yep, understood, says HE Aquatic. HE Aqua says Prolific had 2 batches already. Lucky guy. Yeah, honestly, there's some really tiny super reds in here. They're like, just at the swimmer stage, you know what I mean? Really tiny. Because I did see them earlier. I'm hoping I just didn't scoop them out of here accidentally and move them. But I'm going to leave that tank alone. So, Mr. B's Fishing Thing, good morning to you, Prolific. Yep. So, these guys will pretty much, that female Oscar will feed out of my hand, so will these boys. For some reason, I changed the water in this 18-gallon tote, drained it down to 20% or so. But I came back and there was 2 or 3 females that were gone when I looked at it this morning. Because when I leave, I put this on top because Molly will literally try to drink this water out of this tank to get to the rubber lip plecos in here. As you can see. So let's see. Don't mind the filter pads and stuff in here. The pinky floss. That's old Powerhead sponge that I had that I took off. I gotta pull some of the food that's passing in this tank out of here. But literally, almost this whole tank's covered in duckweed. Sorry for the glare. Morning, Mr. B says HE Aqua. HE Aqua, oh, you have rubber lip plecos too. I've never seen one in person here. Yeah, I got them. I have 5 of them in my 18-gallon tote. I'm planning, honestly, I want to have this 75 as a for-profit tank. The Angel's doing all that time. I do the same. I keep sponge cycled. So do I. I mean, this pinky floss that I use for my sump. And believe it or not, it might be more anaerobic bacteria or beneficial bacteria, that stuff. Because I just had these pinky flosses sitting in a 5-gallon bucket with snails that I overfeed. You know what I mean? So there's bacteria growing on those sponges. And those are the fine filter flosses that I pulled from an old canister filter that were brand new. Put them in here. I thought about taking the 18-gallon tote, power head back out and putting it in here for a bit, but I do have another power head on order where I can put a pre-filter on that. So, I mean, I'm always moving cycled media in and out of this tank. There's actually ceramic stones or like lava rock in here, buried in some of the corners and stuff and around that log or whatever, that driftwood right there. Sorry, it's kind of this blocking everything. But yeah, I've had no fish, like besides the 2 or 3 fish that got chopped up accidentally when I was draining some of the 10 gallons into the 75 originally to get some beneficial bacteria in this, the colonies in this water. Initially, I didn't have a pre-filter on my pump, so some of the fish, baby guppies, got sucked into the 500 per gallon hour pump. There's my live culture of baby brine that used to be filled. Now that light I literally leave on. That's an LED light, and the heat coming off of that's probably 120, 125. based on the heat gun, and that sits right around 82 or 80 to 82 degrees, depending on if I have the AC on. So that's all baby brine shrimp. I threw um, like really ground up, really fine flake food in there, shrimp food, um, in that baby brine solution. I just don't know if anyone knows doing baby brine cultures or whatever, how long the baby brine will hang on for. Is it 72, 48 hours? What, after they've hatched? I just don't want to keep them there in that bottle and not have any life left in it. And then I'm just dumping waste water into the tank. You know, there's one of the yo-yos out of the three that are in here. I'm going to go back to the mom and pop store and pick up a couple more. Those guys will eat snails, but I just like to pat on them. That's some Naha grass, some more Naha grass or guppy grass. Some cherry red shrimp actually made it in this tank. I just know the convicts were chasing them, so I don't know if they actually ate them or not. There is 10 convicts in here. They will be moved out when the super reds come into this tank. Probably to the 18-gallon blue tote. Me too. Yeah, good to have extra cycled media, even if you don't have an air stone over it or air going to it. Just if from it being in the tank, the beneficial bacteria builds up. I try to keep stones near any air stones or any sponge filters. That way, there's like water flow moving across it, or I'll try to strategically place it where those water bubbles are hitting, if I can, or have those cascade off of something. That way, like a decoration or driftwood is getting the beneficial bacteria growing on it because air's hitting it, you know what I mean? And it's getting that constant flow that the bacteria needs. So, yeah. I mean, that's that tank. I mean, not much has changed. Like I said, I want to give 2-3 weeks, at least probably 3 weeks more of this tank. Not so much cycling because I've been reading every day. I've been testing this tank for ammonia, nitrate levels. It's all zeroed out. I mean, I got flame moss in here. I got some, I want to say it's Italian Val in here. A Nana Petite that's not attached to the driftwood. Then another Nubius. And I don't know if anyone could ID that long plant. I want to say it's in a pot in Geaton, but I could be wrong. There's flame moss, there's willow moss in here, so there's a lot of plants in here. So I'm assuming I have enough plants in here to keep the everything reading 0. And I did fertilize this yesterday, just because due to the amount of duckweed and Naha grass and all that, I really went light. I did not even a quarter dose, so just to keep some trace minerals in there and stuff like that. So I'm gonna scoop this food out later today, or before I leave today. That's this bottom feeder stuff. So you guys got any questions for me? Feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'm just gonna show you the different tanks. I want to get a GoPro so I can go underwater in some of these totes and actually see what fancy guppies look like in this tank without having to scoop them. These tanks are gonna get moved either today. If not today, are you line breeding anything? I wish I could line breed a lot of my fish, but that's 3 times more setups I need. Right here, I'm gonna pick 2 or 3 pairs or trios that I really like, and I'm gonna set them in. I know each line of fancy guppies you breed, you at least need 3 tanks for them. This is gonna be cleaned out. I was gonna do that yesterday, ran out of time. I'd rather stream and talk to you guys instead of doing this. I'm gonna drain this water down and pull the 5 raspberry or fish out of there and put them in that 75-gallon, the pork chop raspberries. I think they're Harlequin raspberries, to be honest with you, if I remember correctly. I'll drain this down. This is a dirty tank, so I'm going to move some of the Naha grass in here. I want to get another LED light set up over here. So I may actually just steal this light and slide this down over here. But I'm going to have these 5 tanks set up. I have another 10-gallon that's not set up. That was one of my original tanks. It's that facing side is cracked, so I need a new panel. These rainbows are actually breeding in here. There's a lot of eggs in here. I've seen them. I've hit this tank with baby brine shrimp too, just to be safe. I don't see any swimmers yet, but with the amount of Java fern and Java moss and all that in here, they could be anywhere. But that's a female Australian rainbow. This is a male, another male, female. So there's 3 females, 2 males in here. I want to get a couple more, but they're going to be small from PetSmart, because PetSmart sells the Australians for like $5.99, $6.99. I want to get some Bosemani, but yeah. What kind of guppies are there? They came in, I got them as mixed guppies, assorted, but I'm going to take the best ones that look like cobras and other like deltas and stuff. I'm going to have Jason of Fish Tropic help me select them, or maybe I'll do a live stream with you guys. But to set these tanks up, I got to fish all these fry out. I got to leave only the guppies I want to breed. Like this one's got a pretty cool, that male's pretty nice looking. So I want to get like 3 or 4 males that I really truly like, and the females to accompany them, and have like 3 males each, or 3 females, 1 male per tank, and maybe do a couple trios in each tank. But I know Jason's gonna be like, take your 3 best females, put them in that tank, take your best male, put it in that tank, do the same. But each breeding colony, you need to have at least 3 tanks. That way you have a tank for fry for that specific line. Like, so if I pick the male and 3 females, I'd have to clear all these out, start from scratch, make sure I try to get all the fry out, and then have a female only tank, male only tank, breeding tank, and then actually probably 4th tank for grow outs for the babies. And I gotta see what's up with that female fancy guppy right there. Looking great. I wish I had yep. What kind of guppies? They like snake skins, they cobras. I can't remember all the different guppy names, but you leave enough guppies in a tank for a long enough time, you'll get ones that look like everything. Every different color. Now, I do want to get some true ones, like, some, blue steels, or I can't remember what they're called, but my favorite color is like blues, and where they have, when you see them under the LED light, it looks like a bluish purple. But I'm willing to go reds, like the red ones like Bob grows or does for profit. HE Aqua says, I'm still waiting for my Pseudomagillus to breed dwarf rainbows. Guppies are fun, that's why how you can play with genetics in a short period of time, play God. Yeah, I see, it's fun to make some. Makes sense, good plans, strains, yeah, protein. That's a fun niche. So I figured once I can get these, these assorted to breed, I'll set up 2 or 4 or 8 more tanks or whatever, because this rack, I can move this 55, and I literally could have this loaded with 10s, or I could do 20 longs. I mean, the rack's 24 inches wide. These tanks are only 20 inches, or maybe just about 21 inches long. So I'm going to take these hang-on back filters off. This will be like 1 pump, air pump, probably a central air pump that I found on Facebook. It does like 794 gallons per hour, or liters per hour of air. So that'll power like 12 or 14 sponge filters easily, if not more. So I figure I could set it up on the top shelf, space these out, or I could set up the air pump, plug it into the wall, or screw it into the wall, make a shelf. Yeah, I got this rack was sent to me by one of the viewers. I'm not going to name the person's name, but really good guy, really nice. He asked me not to use his name. He likes to help out the fish fam when he can. So he sent this rack. This is a Home Depot rack. Each shelf will hold 1,000 pounds apiece. This thing by myself, this thing, I moved it. It was like 150 pounds. I had to walk it, corner to corner to get in here. But this took me like an hour or 2 to put together. I mean, I know it's this clips. I'm thinking of taking that shelf off. That way I can put more 10 gallons. I want to kind of raise this up another 2 inches at least. I can get my arm in here, but right here at the elbow, it's kind of hard to fit. So if I take this shelf off, I can put 4 more 10 gallons right there. I kind of want to set up a drip system. Yep. Lewis, cool 66 Hodge. Can you shout me out? There's your shout out, buddy. And if you're new to my stream and you haven't subscribed, please think about subscribing. It helps out the fish fam. Make sure you subscribe to everyone in here because you're just helping them out. Try to view their content. So yeah, I mean the breeding setup's slowly coming along. I gotta wait till the new air filters come in because I have those on order. I think they'll be here sometime next week. I hope they come in before I leave because I'm going on vacation to my parents' house to see my sister and her 2 kids. My son's gonna enjoy himself with his other cousins up in Massachusetts. I've put a call into one of my old stomping ground mom and pop stores to see if I could come by and do a fish room tour of theirs or a shop tour. Usually, guys, pretty good because I've spent probably a couple $1,000s with them at a minimum over the years when I was living at my parents and before then while I was in college. I emailed the shop mom and pop's place where I recently went and picked up some new fish and the rubber lip plecos, some more shrimp, stuff like that. To see if I could come in before they open the store and kind of do a tour while the store is open. So I gotta just check my Captain Savage Aquatics at gmail.com mail to see if they emailed me back. Because it's a place, a mom and pop store that's about an hour and a half from me, maybe at most 2 hours with the ferry ride. But I don't know. I don't know if it's cheaper for me to take the ferry because it costs me like $21 round trip or $22 round trip on the ferry, but it cuts out like 45 minutes of driving each way. So I don't know if that's worth the fuel for $20. Because $20 will almost give me a half a tank, so I may drive south next time. HC Aqua, I just noticed that the best selling thing at my local auction is shrimp. I'm going to sell. Now, I have a lot of cherry red shrimp in here. Not the super reds. Oh, I gotta stop thinking plecos, but the cherry red shrimp, the best looking ones. And I want to get this like another second colony. Or maybe I might take the blue velvets out, the adults, and put them in here and let them breed in there. Just to separate them. Because blue velvets that's the different strain of cherry red shrimp. Just different dynamics. Even 5 cherry reds sold for $19. That's cheap. Guess what it cost me for a couple cherry reds, like 3 cherry reds? It was $6.99 or $7 per shrimp at the mom and pop store. I know they have to make money, but usually I never saw shrimp over $5 at a mom and pop store. So that kind of took me back. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive. I know it's a mom and pop store. I want to show support. Yeah. Oh wow, that's expensive. It was $7 across it. The blue velvets, no joke. It was probably a 55-gallon tank that they had the little dividers in, but the dividers had the little small holes in it, so the shrimp could go all the way across the tanks. I got them for $2. Yeah, like cherry red shrimp range from anywhere $2 to $5, depending on the quality and how deep red they are. Now the blue velvets, I'm definitely willing to pay because these were some nice looking velvets, like a really good strain or look like really good genetics. And big, like, definitely adult size, and a lot of the females were carrying, but they were supposed to have 10 or 15 of them. I was going to pick them all up, to be honest with you. I know that's still a little overpriced, but, I mean, I think Blue Card sells blue velvets for $5 or $6 a piece. I can't remember, $3.99. To go to a mom and pop store and get it where you don't have to wait for shipping and wait for Lucas to get blue velvets back in stock, kind of worth it. So I picked up 2 or 3 of those, and then 2 or 3 red cherry shrimp. But they're like, we got 10. We were supposed to have 10 in stock because they, every time they sell a shrimp, it comes off the inventory. You know what I mean? That's on the computer. So yeah, so I think I picked up like 5 or 6 shrimp or something like that between cherry reds and whatever, just to get different genetic pool in this shrimp tank. Wow, this one person's watching. I don't know if I should keep streaming. As it is, I gotta watch my time because it's 8:21. I gotta leave for work in the next half hour, or get ready for work in the next half hour. Take a shower, leave by 9 a.m. my time. So that's pretty much it. Let's see if I can't get you another view of the super red Pleco fry. What do the velvets look like? I got them for $2. Well, this is another thing, is I want to breed these for profit and sell them to the fish fam. You know, I'm not looking to make money. I'm not looking to make a ton of money or anything like that from the fish fam. That's not my goal. I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to pay for the cost, like, of the food to upkeep the room and maybe pay some of the electric bill. Like, you know, here's some of the nice dark red, cherry red shrimps. You know, there's different qualities. Some are, you know what I mean, different than others. Come on, Molly, get out of the way. She's like after the red rubber lip plecos in this tank because they like to stay on the sides because it's dark. This tote or whatever. I know I call it a tank, but it's a tote. Who cares? It still holds fish. It'll still hold shrimp. Now, the blue velvets are hard to see in this tank, even with me cleaning this out. Normally, they hide behind the sponge filters, or they hang out in the shrimp hide. But sometimes I do see them. Like I said, I want to get the blue velvets out of here because if they breed with the regular cherry red shrimp, I know it's just a different line of them. I like to trade with people too. I give you something I have that you don't have, and vice versa. I'd be willing to trade. I'm all about bartering. If there's something I want and someone has it, and it seems like a fair trade, like I know Fish Fam takes care of one another. You know, not saying these are the best quality cherry red shrimp and snowballs and blue velvets, but they're not bad. There's a lot of juveniles and shrimplets in here, so let me see. If you see the blue velvet in this tank, it's gonna look like black. I don't have snowballs. I got them, the snowballs, like that's a snowball. It almost looks clear. But I noticed the snowballs kind of get freaked out and they get more translucent in the tank. But look, you got the little shrimplets right there. I have yellows. Yes, the snowballs, it's a different thing. I mean, Sergeant Tanks was selling them. So I picked up like 10 or 20 of them and put them in here. I figured that they're not going to really breed. Kind of make this like a Skittles tank. Now, I know I just saw the blue velvet, but I got to see him. He's pretty big. He's like an inch and a quarter long. So, but there's all different things. So if anyone needs any cherry red shrimp, you'd get some juvies, some little really tiny guys, but like I said, I want to get this colony or a mix of these out of here and put them in another 10-gallon. There's some nice cherry red shrimps. They're not dark because of me being this close. I think they're getting a little freaked out because normally this tank was about 10 times darker than it was because the Naha grass was literally blocking all the light out from me even getting down here. That's why this Anubias is taking forever to take off again. There's some right there. Now, literally, the blue. See how that Malaysian driftwood is really dark right there? Half the time, that's the color they look because they hang out on the bottom of the tank. But let me see if I can find them. I've just noticed the blue velvets kind of stay in the darker, the shadows, where the cherry red shrimp don't care where they go. And I know the blue velvets is this the line, same genetic line as a cherry red shrimp, this with a different, what do you want to call it, genetic defect, if that. So, come on, where are the blue velvets? I don't think I have that many, that's why I was trying to replenish the line. Or they bred to cherry red shrimp, you know what I mean? The nicer cherry red shrimp, because, you know, Lucas Brett's has some nice shrimp. So the nicer the shrimp, or the darker red shrimp in here, I would say, is probably from, you know, the blue velvet line. Oh, here we go. Let me see how dark that cherry red shrimp is. That's almost like, you know, like a, I don't know, what do you call it? A sapphire red or something like that. Don't mind this. I put this 10-gallon Sponge filter down so many times. I'm tired of actually fixing it. It's still filtering the water. So there's a 30-gallon or 20-gallon sponge filter on it, and then a 10-gallon. So that's way more than enough. Look how deep, dark red that cherry red shrimp is. That's pretty awesome. And I squeeze these sponges out like once a month. I do check the TDS pretty much every couple days on this tank. And I'm watching it even closer because I took a lot of the Naha grass out of here. I just don't want any spikes of anything, but I mean, it's a shrimp tank. Unless I extremely overfeed it, the water quality stays up usually. So this is sitting right around 350 TDS right now, maybe 375 max. And back to this. I like staring at this tank. Look at all the convicts chilling up in the Naha grass. Or they're trying to get the baby shrimplets out of the Naha grass that moved over here. I want to pick up another, I think this is a koi angel fish. I want to pick up a couple more. I do like the angels. I've always liked them, but the store wanted for not even this size, half this size, like 12 bucks or 13 bucks. And I thought that was a little pricey. You know, I was even looking for quarter size and dime size, like babies. And they're like, oh yeah, those are probably $9 or 10 bucks a piece. It's like, how the heck do you charge for a thing that's a dime size to like a nickel size 10 bucks? I know you're in it to make a little bit of money, your mom and pop stir, but I don't know what your thoughts on it are. I know I can go on Aqua Big and get like $half size, like this guy's size, and smaller for, you know what I mean, like three to 10 of them, or a batch of the fry, which are like not even a dime size for like with shipping like 25-30 bucks for like 50 of them. You know, I don't need that many angel fry and stuff like that, but I don't know. I might just check Aquabid. I mean, I don't like to put down mom and pop stores, but the prices seemed a little steep in some aspects, but maybe it's just because I haven't bought fish for like 5 months. You know what I mean? 4 or 5 months. I love those yo loaches. What do you guys think of that? Sorry for the light, the LED. I got this LED. It's a 72-inch LED Beamsworks light. You look like you can sell a good amount of shrimp, maybe 200 bucks. Yeah, see, I'd be interested in the yellows. Yellow's not my favorite color. I like blues. Like, I want to get blue dreams or more blue velvets, like the really dark, even like blue to black type, you know what I mean? That color range. This blue's my favorite color, then probably red, and then it's probably the yellows. I'd be willing to swap some cherry red shrimp for some yellows, maybe do a 10 for 10. I have a lot of blue dreams. I'd be even more interested in, doing a trade with you if you want some cherry reds or some snowballs or a combination of the two. Because I knew blue dreams are worth a lot more money than cherry reds, depending on the cherry red quality. Like, because I did order some of Lucas Brett's award winners, like first and second place cherry reds. So I have more reds than I need. Snowballs might be cool. Yeah, I got plenty of snowballs, but are you going to care if there's little snowball shrimplet and maybe a stray shrimplet of red in there? I'll try and separate them, but it's kind of hard with the Skittles tank I have right now. I definitely can send you some snowballs. Strays a given, yep. Well, that's what I want to do. I want to set up a couple more 10 gallons or a bunch of 5s. Maybe on the very, very top rack if I can move that shelf up really high. Or I'll just get a piece of plywood, a thick 1-inch, 3/4-inch plywood that's 24 inches wide, 48 inches long, and then stack it on the top and put a bunch of 2.5, 5-gallon tanks with different shrimp in it. Because a 2.5 gallon, if you have the right amount of filtration and a right amount of beneficial bacteria, you could have 25 to 50 shrimp growing in it, probably. I'm working on some jades and chocolates too. Well, the jades, are those still neocardinia, or are they the cardinals? You know what I mean? You know how you got the soft water shrimp? Are they the hard water shrimp like the cherry reds and blue velvets and you know blue dreams? Like, I don't know. My main thing is jades are neocardinia. Cool. Yeah, I want neos. I mean, I'd love to try the softer water shrimp, but they were a lot more expensive. In some ways, I like the coloring better, but you know, I'm trying to keep budget friendly. So now, if we can make a green really, we'd have a real thing. You know? Yeah, that would be cool. I'm sure someone has made a green really. The Rillies are nice. I like the deep. What is it? The red Rillies or whatever. That type where they're like super red, or they got the nice stripe pattern. You know, like red and white. Molly, stop drinking that water. I put the chlorinator in it. It'll give you cancer, dumbass. This is why I literally have to put. I want to get rid of the totes. I want to put this up higher, get another tank. Once these tanks are moved, I'm going to take that 40 breeder stand that I made. I can actually put 1, 2, 3 10 gallons in the width, because the width on that stand's 18 inches, and I think a 10 gallons 20. So I can put 3 right there. I can put a 55 on the bottom of that. But I'm thinking of building a 40 breeder rack right here. I don't know. I might go bigger. I can put a 48-inch long tank or up to 52-inch long tank right to here. You know, I just want to make sure the door can still open. But once these tanks are gone, or on there, and I have them set up, because this tank is definitely going to say a shrimp tank. Obviously, I might move the shrimp tank up to that shelf. What's up, Andy's Angels? How you doing, buddy? Um, Purple seems impossible to get stable. I'd charge purple really 100 a piece, and I think you get it too. Yep. So I gotta plug my phone in, guys, because I'm at a 20% battery. So let me go do that. I'm streaming from my phone. Woohoo! Got 5 people in here watching. Awesome. I actually streamed to Instagram. Believe it or not, guys, my room is getting a little bit cleaner. I've been cleaning these last couple days. The floor was actually vacuumed. I gotta show the fish fam this. I had a little incident when I was doing that live stream, I think yesterday, the day before. I'm not proud of this, but somehow, some way, the heater is unplugged. But that awesome Fluval heater somehow came off that clip right there, and it was tight. Like, I actually pulled on it, and it didn't move. This cord was right here, and I plugged it into that surge protector right near my desktop computer or my gaming computer. And no, the guys, that black thing is not in that tank. It's on the back side of it. Because believe it or not, this is 24 inches wide. I could put 255 gallons there. So technically, I could probably put a 125 here, depending on the height of it and stuff like that. Because, I mean, this thing will hold 1,000 pounds, no problem, all day. So, long story short, somehow this nice heater, it still does work. Believe it or not, I unplugged it. I would not use it like this with the heating element exposed. But I have a warranty claim and on that heater, because it had an auto shut off for that brand that I bought from Fluval, because I bought it directly. There was an auto shut off in case it sensed it was out of water. What's up, Mad Cypress LL? So, long story short, somehow when I was vacuuming and cleaning this and doing, while I was doing a live stream, this came off. I thought it was my phone was kind of getting hot. Because you know how phones, if you're charging and charging your phone and doing a live stream, it kind of doesn't make a burning smell, but it just gets that hot smell where the phone's working and the heat sink's warm, really hot. So somehow that ended up getting out and almost starting a fire. So my whole apartment was covered in white smoke. So talked to the landlord. He's not upset. This is an old rug. He was actually whenever I move out or if I choose not to move out in the future, he's going to put some more of that laminate flooring in this room. But if I choose to permanently stay here for the next 5 years, or I guarantee it, he'll come in here, he'll rip the tile out. But you can see it actually almost started, like, if I'm glad I was here, because this would have burned down the place. So that's supposed to have an auto shut-off in it when it gets hot, when it senses it's out of water. There's a built-in sensor. It never went off. So, yeah. Yep. And on the floor, big no-no. So I just don't know if I knocked it out while I was there, or somehow my computer seat, when I pushed it in the corner to keep Molly away from this tank, because there's one high-fin Pleco in here that she loves to get, and it hides around these rocks on this side, so she's always thumping the glass. I just don't know if it hooked onto her collar here, the cord, because this is the cord right here, and ripped it out of its... No, that's not the cord. That's for that one that I was trying to fix. So this will still work, so I'm thinking, see if they'll give me a new one, even though it fell out of the tank, but it was supposed to auto shut off. Yes, there's a surge protector. That's a lot of cords. Don't mind this, guys. These cords are going to be cleaned up. All these cords are going to be behind this rack. I purposely left this rack an inch, 2 inches away from the wall, so all the cords will be lit on the floor, but I'll have the drip loops in them. Captain, you should elevate those plugs off the ground. Well, this thing, I know I got a lot of cords here. It's kind of a mess. Like I said, I'm in the process of cleaning, moving tanks. Once I get this rack set up, all these cords in the front are gone. All these surge protectors are going to be mounted on that wall or screwed in right there behind the tanks. Or I'll move them all right here and just run a heavy-duty extension cord to the wall that actually has the fault protection in case water gets on it. You know what I mean? So I have those plans. This actually was a 300 watt heater from China. The glass broke because I totally forgot to unplug it when I was draining the water. And I know it's not safe, Andy, for me. But at least it's on a surge protector. I have on order, I'm not joking, I have the ones like Sergeant Tank sells on his site, where it's the trip fault detector or whatever. It gets water on it and it'll kill the switch automatically. I'm going to hook that in to the actual surge protector or whatever and power, you know. I haven't been using this computer all that much because my internet is through the landlord and it kind of stinks. I have felt the buzz before, so have I. Yeah, I'm going to elevate those plugs off the ground. This is my stand, so I'll just screw that in because there is brackets. Maybe I'll put that surge protector right there where it's at least 6 inches off. I know the power of a 120 to wet bare foot. Yeah. So I know what you're saying. I shouldn't be in bare feet in here, but I'm not worried about it. You know, it's my life, you know. I mean, I'm taking you guys' suggestions. I don't want to have that stuff happen to me where I get electrocuted. That'd be a bad day. Well, Andy's Angels, if you were near me, I'd have you come in here and set up a fault system. You know what I mean? I'd be willing to pay someone to set up a proper, like, you know, thing. I know a lot of it's just common sense. But I knew once I got this rack set up, everything was getting elevated. Normally, see how that one's elevated? I know it's kind of this over my door, but it's 6 inches off the ground. Almost a foot. So unless this tank bursts directly on that, that thing's not getting wet. And as it is, it's behind the door. Dude, I need Andy to take a look at my setup and see if it's trouble. I think it's a common problem where fish rooms are electrical hazards. I'm 100% mine is. Darn. I'm not getting in to you or trying to sound like I know it all, just protecting you. No, I appreciate it. I'm not trying to be a jerk myself. I appreciate the warning because I know it can happen, and it has happened to the fish fam before, or people in the fish fam. So once I get this rack set up, because tomorrow I have off, so all these cords are gonna disappear if my sponge filters come in today. And I get that little air pump that does 794 liters per hour, gallons per hour of air. That'll be sitting up there, and then I'll have the 8-10 gallon set up, between this rack and that rack. Um, I'll get all these cords up off the floor. I mean, I have enough slack on that I can literally pick that up and set that on top of my tower sideways, and I'll have room. Um, and the rest of the cords we're going to be on top of that baseboard heater. I know it's not good to have water right next to a baseboard heater, but power is not cut to that, but that heater is not on because I don't need it. It's set to like the lowest setting on your thermostat because it's warm, it's summer, so the heat's not on. Um, so I'll probably put the surge protectors on the top of that heater, and then when it comes winter, I'll screw them in, or I'm gonna screw them into the wall. Uh, Valerie, how you doing? Yeah, I heard Fish Nerd posted a mishap. Yeah, I gotta plug in, guys. I'm at 11% battery, so give me a second. Yeah, all these cords are gonna disappear. A lot of these are the hang-on backs, and then the heaters and the lights. So all that is literally gonna be moved once I get the tank set up. It's gonna be all along the back wall, or I even may just hook them on here. Put you know, get some washers and bolts where they're on the side here. You know what I mean? All the electrical, but the outlets will be facing out. So if any of the tanks let loose, it'll just splash the back. I may even get the surge protectors that have the waterproof, the IP 67 or 69. So Pro Tim says, okay, I have to go now. See you soon. Yeah, I have to get ready soon myself. I have to get. I can stream for about 10 more minutes, so it'll be like an hour stream. And I have to get in, take a shower because I have to be to work by 10 a.m. and then I got about a 40-minute drive. So don't mind the messy room. Oh, how's my toes? You guys like my feet? You know what? With how much water I get on the floor sometimes, I do clean it up, obviously, because this is not my place. And as it is, even if it was my own house, like in a basement or something, I wouldn't water. I hate when a one tank takes up 3 plugs. Well, I do too, but how do you get around that without putting a like a big mechanics like surge protector where you get like 20 plugs in it, where you need a 220 outlet or something instead of a 120, right? I think it is. Let's get the electrician's view on that. Who was the electrician? Andy's Angels. Where it's like a mechanic strip where it's waterproof and all that. You know what I mean? A high quality one that you're paying 100, $200 for the um, surge protector or whatever with the fault protection. That way, if it gets wet, it automatically kills the circuit or whatever. Pro Tim, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Um, all my display take at least 3 plugs. Yeah. Well, this one I got. Look, you can see that surge protector. It's an older one. It's metal housing, and there's 6 outlets on that surge protector plus the phone lines. Of course, I don't use the phone lines. Um, but just on that tank, one that for the light, right? One for the air pump, so that's 2. I'm saying for that little LED light, so that's 2 out of that. Then I get the heater, so that's 3. Then I have the timer for the light that takes up like almost 2 of the spots. Yes, it sucks that we need so many plugs for tanks. I wish there was one plug did the whole tank. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it would be that guy. You know how you can buy the aquarium timer ones where it's got the fault protection in it, like almost like a surge protector. Because I know during the summer here in Saranac Lake with the mountains, we get some bad thunderstorms that roll over due to the heat and humidity. It's like the mountains keep a lot of the heat and humidity in. You know what I mean? Acting as a natural block, or it's just rougher. So I know there's lightning strikes all the time. That's why I have everything on a surge protector. And ones that are rated to give you like $300,000 worth of protection, or at least 10 or 15 grand worth of protection. So, um, now I have a master electrician that owes me 4 hours of labor, and I'll have to talk to my landlord. But I'd love him to put in the outlets that you would see in a kitchen, where they have the reset and test. You know what I mean? Like food grade safe outlets, or where outlets that are designed if water hits them they shut off, where they would set that up, and and see if my landlord will let me change the circuits or the different lines to higher lines like 220s or something, or 120s. That's the heavier duties outlet and circuit. You know what I mean? Like put some new runs in, because I'm sure this apartment has all old electrical and they're all on the same circuit. Like if I turn my computer on and turn that light on in the corner, that lamp, it'll kill the power to my whole apartment. Like there's too much on that one thing. So I'm still kind of learning where the different breaks are, for each fuse. You know what I mean? Because if you overload this fuse, it just shuts off, and then you got to reset it, and it's a pain in the butt. So let me see. Is it still charging? Well, yep, it's charging. So, let's see. Let me clear all this stuff. What state am I in, Andy? I am in upstate New York. I'm outside Lake Placid. If you know of Lake Placid, it's where the 1980s Olympics and I think the 1940s or something Olympics or 1920s Olympics. They got the Olympic Oval for the speed skating. They got the arena where the 1980 U.S. team won the against the Russians to take first place or the gold medal. Um, up at Whiteface Mountain area. Uh, well, past Whiteface. I live in Saranac Lake outside Lake Placid by 15, 20 minutes or so. But I'm sure New York State electrical codes are the same all across the state. I'm sure certain communities or certain different communities or counties have different restrictions on what they allow and stuff like that. As it is, I do have renter's insurance, and my liability insurance is like 100 grand over what this house is worth. Aquatic Jack, your jog fish got out. Yep. Uh, got out. I meant. Yep. How you doing, Aquatic Jack? Now, for anyone that's in this stream, if I'm not sub to you, if I was on my desktop computer, I would be able to go right away and sub to you. With the older YouTube app, you could actually click on the person's name and go to their channel and sub to them. So I purposely go back to my streams and look while I'm on my desktop computer to make sure I'm sub to everyone. Make sure you sub to everyone in the fish fam that's here. The only reason why you guys see my feet chilling is because I have to plug my phone in. I have actually on order a 10-foot USB-C, micro SD charger or whatever for my phone, so I could walk around like 10 feet and plug in, with a wall charger. So there's the 75 with the Angel. You sub to Jimmy H. I'm sub to Jimmy H. I've been sub to him since he was a smaller YouTube channel. Sorry guys, don't mean to shake so much. Aquatic Jack, actually, I have to bounce. Another streamer is about to start soon, but I am out of coffee, so there is that. I appreciate you stopping in, Aquatic Jack. Every little bit helps. And as it is, I got to get out of here, guys. I have to get ready. I have to leave in like 15 minutes, so thank you for watching. Chronicles of Chris Fishroom. Have a great day, everyone. Time to get moving this morning. Well, might as well sub to Aquatic Jack because it's the same person. Yeah, I'll sub to everyone. If I'm not sub to you when this video posts, and my desktop has a good internet connection. I talked to my landlord yesterday about him upgrading. One last thought: upgrading if he'd be willing to up his package to the 400 down, and I think it's 20 up. Now, obviously, I'm gonna have to get a repeater or signal booster. But if he's willing to do that, I'll pay the difference in the cost of the internet. Otherwise, I'm like, think about it. If you're not interested, I'll just pay the initial installation fee of 125 or 150, and then it'll be like $80 a month or 69.99. Um, Jimmy H. Oh, Aquatic Jack, gotcha. Pretty sure you're already subbed. We're such a small community. Yeah, but Jimmy H. or Jimmy, I don't know if I'm a sub to you. I might have, just because I saw you in another stream that I was watching. But guys, I gotta run. I gotta get ready for work. the lovely day of 12-hour shift. So I'll be back probably tonight around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Or say 11:30ish, just to be safe. Maybe midnight, my time, East Coast time. So it'll be 9 o'clock West Coast. Um, and maybe I'll do another live stream or something like that where I actually I'm moving the tanks or whatever when I have a full battery on my phone. Um, okay, hope to see some of you on Chris's stream in 8 minutes. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. I truly appreciate the support. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe or think about subscribing. Hit that like button. If you dislike, tell me why you didn't like the stream so I can be better on my next stream. Thanks again. Hashtag fishfam. Hashtag let us know. Hashtag name time. Thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate the support. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day.